is just extraordinary.
Savour the moment. Tap it in.
Bernard Darwin most fittingly described the oldest of all open venues in England. Over the decades, Darwin's words have so often rung true. Indeed, few players who have lifted the Claret Jug are mightier than the two most recent winners Hoylake has delivered: Tiger Woods in 2006 and Rory McIlroy 8 years later. It has been 16 years since an emotional Woods lifted his third Claret Jug, just weeks after the passing of his father. And the championship will be noticeably quieter without the 15-time major champion playing this year. For the first 7 years of its life, Hoylake shared its grounds with the Liverpool Hunt Club horse race track. 2 holes are still called Course and Stand, and the old saddling bell continues to hang in the clubhouse. But as every racegoer knows to their cost, not all favourites win. It has been a dominant 18 months for Scheffler. 6 PGA Tour wins, including a green jacket, has led the American to begin every tournament as the favourite. After another strong event in Scotland last week, Scheffler has now finished inside the top 12 in his last 18 straight tournaments, which have also seen him lift 2 trophies, including the Players' Championship. Scheffler is very much the man to beat.
And in terms of links golf, I just think it's really enjoyable, and I just want to play a lot more of it, and I get a little sad that I gotta be done with it until next July.
The crowd favourite will undoubtedly be Rory McIlroy. The 2014 champion golfer came so close to lifting a second Claret Jug at the Home of Golf last year and has been in the hunt to add to his major tally. But the Open Championship has been a rollercoaster ride for Rory. From the highs of Hoylake 12 years ago to missing his title defence in 2015 due to an ankle injury he sustained playing football. Then there was the first tee at Portrush, leading to an opening quadruple bogey. And the Friday evening drama as he battled to make the cut. The crowds willed him on, but in the end he fell short and exited early. And then they willed him on last year at St Andrews. Through all the pain and heartache, it looked like the 150th playing of the Open would have been the most popular of champions. But sport doesn't often play ball like that, and McIlroy's quest for a second Claret Jug continues. A win in Scotland last week, McIlroy has finished inside the top 10 in 6 of his last 7 majors, including 2 runners-up finishes. Is a return to the scene of past triumphs the perfect opportunity for Rory? Another man to watch is now 5-time major champion Brooks Koepka. 2023 has seen a resurgence for the American, and after a disappointing final day at Augusta in April, Koepka bounced back in style at the PGA Championship to lift his 5th major. And despite all of those titles coming on American soil, Koepka is no stranger to links golf, proving his mettle at Shinnecock Hills, the scene of his 2nd US triumph.
Links golf's all about avoiding bunkers and positioning yourself in the right spot and playing smart, and it just comes down to making putts. I think it's a good golf course. I don't think length is a huge advantage out here, so it'll be interesting to see.
The world number 3's hot start to the year, culminating in a maiden green jacket in April, has cooled a little. But despite a relative dip in form, a top 10 in last month's US Open proves the major pedigree of the 2-time major champion. And Rahm has come close to lifting the Claret Jug before, finishing in a tie for 3rd at Royal St George's in 2021.
To be able to win at this golf course, knowing the history of the players that have won here in the last few, I'm excited to get it going, and it would be absolutely amazing to be sitting back here on Sunday.
After a turbulent couple of years in golf, the men's game has started to heal. But the form of players on different tours remains hard to predict. One of the highest profile moves was the 2022 Open champion golfer of the year, Cam Smith. While his results in 2023, in particular the majors, have been inconsistent, his near-perfect final day 64 at St Andrews a year ago is testament of what the Australian is capable of. and will be a danger again on the Liverpool links.
It's nice to be back. I just had to hand back the trophy there. I thought I was going to do all right, but I was actually holding back some tears. So yeah, a bit of a moment, I guess, that crept up on me. But
and there's Australian pedigree at Hoylake to build on. This was the scene of Open history in 1956, as Peter Thomson won his third straight Claret Jug, a feat not even Tiger or Jack can boast. Other big names to win the Open around Hoylake include Bobby Jones, Fred Daly and Roberto Di Vincenzo, who beat defending champion Jack Nicklaus to a famous two-stroke victory. Despite Hoylake being the oldest course in England on the Open rota, there have been notable changes at Royal Liverpool since the last Open Championship. Most obvious is the brand new 17th hole, a short but daunting par 3 that will test even the most accurate of wedge players. Nicknamed Little Eye and facing into the teeth of Irish Sea, the penultimate hole on Hoylake's loop could etch its 136 yards into Open legend come the end of the week. There are other major changes too. The 10th was a par 5 in 2014, but is now a par 4, meaning the course will play as a par 71 this week. There have been changes to 15 and 18, with the finishing stretch an even tougher test than it was 9 years ago. Inclement weather has blown over the course in the run-up to the tournament, meaning much lusher conditions to the baked-out links of 2006. Playing firm and fast, Tiger Woods only pulled his driver out once all tournament, and his 2-iron now sits in the clubhouse trophy cabinet, forever imprinted into Hoylake legend. With the tough bunkering the sternest defence of the course, experience could be key to success. A name to watch out for come Sunday afternoon is Ricky Fowler. The American was second here in 2014 after a final round 67 and led at one point on the last day before McIlroy surged to the finish line. Back in the winner's circle on the PGA Tour after a period in the golfing wilderness, Fowler is one of the most in-form men going into this week, very much back in the hunt for that elusive first major. '17 Champion Golfer of the Year Spieth will always be a name to watch at the Open Championships, and his amazing record at golf's oldest major speaks for itself. In 7 tournaments, his worst result is tied 36th back at the Open in 2014. And since then, there have been 3 top 10s to add to his 2017 triumph, including a solo second in 2021. There will be a local interest too. Tommy Fleetwood, who grew up on the links of the northwest of England, would be one of the most popular winners of the Open. Inside the top 20 in the world and a top 5 at the US Open last month, Fleetwood will prove a big draw for the home fans as the tournament gets going.
Winning a major is a dream, or winning the Open is a huge dream. So no matter where that is, that's always something that I've always visualised and always thought about. But then again, having the opportunity to do it so close to where you grew up is something that's very unique and very special.
But even more local than Fleetwood is Matthew Jordan, who has been a Royal Liverpool Golf Club member since the age of 7. 2 decades since joining the club, Jordan came through final qualifying to earn a spot at the Open and will have the honour of hitting the first tee shot tomorrow morning.
That's amazing, isn't it? It was going to be great regardless, but obviously now starting the Open at my home course is just brilliant. It's just one of those things that you'll look back on, and you know, I say to myself now, and it's just like, wow, this is pretty cool.
260,000 fans are expected to pass through the gates this week, the most for any Open Championship in England. As with any Open Championship, the weather will play its part. For the last 2 tournaments, fair weather and benign winds have created ideal scoring conditions. But if the wind whips off the Irish Sea, par will be a good score round Hoylake's tough test. With the weather set to be unpredictable throughout the tournament, the stage is set for the best names in golf to take on Hoylake and the elements in the quest to lift the Claret Jug come Sunday evening.